Welcome to the chapter 265 leaks. Guys, banger of a chapter, but we knew this was coming, right? YUJI and Sukuna within YUJI's domain expansion. How could it go wrong, right? I'm not going to say too much, find out during the video. Hit the link down below to join my Discord that's run by 3 other owners. They primarily run it for me, but you know, I'm there too, I guess. With that said, no more wasting time. Let's get into the video. As YUJI and Sukuna stroll through a city, Sukuna realizes what's happening with him. A rare phenomenon when YUJI connects with a sorcerer during a battle. Sukuna asks if this is YUJI's domain, and YUJI says that he simply wanted to talk with Sukuna for a bit, so just relax. YUJI also notes that he was desperate to beat Sukuna when they were fighting, so he has no idea what the domain is either. As they go through an underground passage, YUJI begins to narrate to Sukuna about his childhood. YUJI says that I was born in Sendai, but I lived around here when I was 6 or 7 years old until I moved back to Sendai because of my grandfather's work. And yeah, this is gonna be most of the chapter. It's gonna be a conversation between both YUJI and Sukuna. Nothing really spectacular in terms of hands and anything of that nature, just straight talking and a huge info dump. Anyway, YUJI would go on to say, I came back after 10 years to attend my grandfather's friend's funeral. I wouldn't say that there was a huge drop in the population, but I was still surprised. I wonder if that guy would have come to attend the funeral if my grandfather died first. And Sukuna's just not saying anything, he's just listening to YUJI. YUJI then takes Sukuna to a park where he used to play as a child. He says, all the play equipment is gone, but when I got my legs stuck in the swing, I thought I was gonna die, but it can't be helped, I guess. I also dropped my slime in the sand, so I tried to wash it in the sink. I cried when it went all down the drain. And then YUJI points out a flower, but Sukuna corrects him, like saying, it's this flower, you moron. And YUJI's like, I know this, bro, but I wasn't really thinking that much. I noticed once I moved to Sendai that these flowers grew a lot here, but I wonder who decides the type of street trees, like whoever puts the trees on the street. And then YUJI's like, I didn't know you would be aware of the names of flowers. So when YUJI asks how did Sukuna know about the flowers, Sukuna says that it's probably from Megumi's memories. Then YUJI realizes that Sukuna must know about all these places since he was in YUJI's body. But Sukuna says, nah, like, I didn't read these memories because they had nothing to do with my goals. He just doesn't know. So I guess this also means that like Sukuna can actively read memories when he's in somebody's body. He's not just like given a huge flood of information. YUJI then takes Sukuna to catch some crawfish, and YUJI's like, here, try it, or can the strongest sorcerer not catch a crawfish? And Sukuna just tells him to shut up. Sukuna actually manages to catch a crawfish, but YUJI and Sukuna begin to fight about who caught a better crawfish. Sukuna's like, yours is smaller, but then YUJI's like, yours is an American crawfish, mine is a Japanese one. So mine is rarer despite yours being larger. Yeah, you know, just uncle-nephew things. So they move on to another part of Sendai, and YUJI says that this department store opened when I was like 5. All the independent stores went out of business thanks to this store here. I'm sad that the shopping district became shuttered, but I forgave them because there's a movie theater above. YUJI says that it's an overall great countryside, but if you move away a bit from the city, there's lots of green, so don't worry. Sukuna's like, I wasn't worried about anything from the start. Dude's like, I don't care. YUJI then takes Sukuna to a field. He says, see, look, it's as everyone says, green as far as the eyes can see. I used to catch locusts as much as I can in the rice fields, but I don't see them around lately. Did the pesticides evolve or something? Pesticides are like stuff that keeps bugs away from plants. You spray it all over, if you weren't aware. He then says, horses are great. No matter how many times I see them, their heads always seem bigger than I remember. My gramps used to take me to this farm from time to time. When I think of it now, he really did things for me as if he were my real parent. He then says, the ice cream here was so good, I used all of my allowance on the ice cream here that day and I threw up. Sukuna's like, so you didn't have a brain even back then, huh? And then YUJI's like, okay, let's do some archery. So YUJI and Sukuna actually go play archery, we get to see it, and Sukuna manages to shoot a perfect 10, bullseye. YUJI's like, damn, you're really not cute about this at all. He's basically saying that like, Sukuna knows his stuff, and Sukuna's like, of course, I'm more experienced than you. And then Yuji says, well, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Sukuna is from the era that archery was common. He thinks about Sukuna being from the Heian era in his head. He doesn't say that out loud. So now pay attention to the little details of this chapter, because stuff like that plays into the characters. Like Sukuna being from the era where archery was common and curse techniques being connected to the era. That's the reason why Sukuna can shoot out dismantles left and right, whereas Yuji has to dismantle and cleave with physical contact. It then begins to snow, and Yuji tells Sukuna about the time when he used to shovel in the morning and how he used to love drinking hot milk tea. Yuji says during a Christmas he once heard the sound of bells at night and had believed that Santa truly existed, only to find out that it was the sound of some chains on a car. Sukuna then gets fed up of all this talking and says, just get to the point already. Yuji's like, fine, I think I've already showed you what I wanted to show you anyways. Sukuna's like, it's all messy and disgusting. What are you trying to tell me right now? And then Yuji just says and he's about to go into a big speech, so get ready. And it goes hard too. I used to think until recently that understanding and fulfilling my role is what it meant to live. And when I died, fulfilling my role meant that I could truly say that I died the correct way. But now, I feel a little different about it. Your role can really be anything like walking the dog or to nurture your family. Even without such things, whether you just eat, take a dump, or if you're bedridden with illness, with your life not connecting with anyone and leaving nothing behind. The value of your life lies within the fragments of the memories that float somewhere. Even if they're smaller than the memories that shape a person, as long as you're within someone's memory, that's where your value is. It's not the problem of how you die, I just couldn't forgive those who act as if that value doesn't exist. Sukuna, I despise you. But humans aren't tools, so it's not as if our roles are determined from the very beginning. Whether good or bad, you can't really tell if either is truly human. Yuji continues, saying I might be the one that's wrong, but that's why I wanted to at least make sure that you knew about the other people whom you couldn't find value in besides yourself. And Sukuna responds by simply saying, I don't feel anything. Sukuna continues, saying, Brat, I understand everything you're trying to tell me, but even then, I don't feel a thing. It's like how you accepted the decline of your original city, saying, well, that's probably the case, but so what? Yuji then says, I failed, just as I thought I would. And Sukuna says, if I had to say, your cowardice is astonishing. Yuji then responds saying, was your anger and hatred toward me really only to that extent? And Sukuna realizes something as he's listening to Yuji. Brat, could it be that you? Are you pitying me? Are you trying to show me sympathy? And we then see a Buddha statue as Sukuna asks this to Yuji. Guys, check out why Yuji will save Sukuna. I'm pretty sure I break down exactly what's going on here and why honestly it was right in our faces the entire time. Yuji's eyes suddenly turn hostile again as he declares, that's right, Sukuna, I have the ability to kill you. Release Megami now, and if you come back to me, I will spare your life. Yuji's eyes turning hostile is a reference to his eyes becoming like Sukuna's. And this threat makes Sukuna completely enraged. He states that it seems as if you're having a severe misunderstanding. I won't settle for just slicing you into pieces, Brat. Here, I will kill everyone in front of your eyes that you care about and hold value in. And with that, the chapter comes to an end. Guys, there's not much to say here. I personally have this chapter as the best in the series. This is poetry. This is peak writing. I'll probably make like the review and then a video breaking down this chapter specifically. It's just that fire, man, and it moves my heart to no end. With that said, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. It helps the boy out. And check out why Yuji will save Sukuna, because this scenario was exactly what I was going for with that video. Title seems crazy. Move past the title. You're gonna get some wisdom. With that said, peace out, guys. Always appreciate the love and support.